Welcome to the Fireside Chat for Fitness and Nutrition with Adrienne and Ken. Today we'll be talking about building muscle and muscle enhancing foods. As always, we like to start off with Ken. Ken, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good, Adrienne. Thank you for that intro. And yes, let's talk about muscle building and what it needs, what you need to do to build muscle, and all of the muscle groups that you need to work at least twice a week in order to be overall for overall fitness. Let's just say when you strength train, and that means doing a specific exercise for a number of repetitions, typically with weights. It could be a machine, it could be body weight, it could be free weights. Free weights meaning dumbbells or barbells, something that is not attached to anything else. When you're doing strength training, it is the difference in repetitions signifies whether it's strength or whether it's hypertrophy or building muscle mass or endurance. And typically what that means is if you're lifting something, let's say, for instance, you're doing a squat and you're doing four to 6 to 8 repetitions, you're going to build a lot of strength as long as you keep it below 8, maybe six to 8 repetitions. And anything above that, 8 to say 15 is hypertrophy. And anything above hypertrophy is more endurance related. So that's the difference between what repetitions are and how it affects the body. That's for the lower body. For the upper body, it's much the same for strength, 4 to 6 to 8 repetitions, 8 to 12 for hypertrophy, and anything above 12 is for endurance related. Now, I say that in that you can't gain strength or you can't gain hypertrophy with different types of repetitions, but that's not necessarily the case. As long as you go to what's called temporary muscular failure, where you cannot move the weight in good form for another repetition, that's going to tear down muscle tissue, which is what you want, because the rest, then you take a rest, and that rest is what builds and repairs those muscle tissues so that it's stronger or bigger or able to do the movement that you were not able to do before, or the number of repetitions that you weren't able to do before. So you can build strength and endurance no matter what you do to a certain degree, as long as you get to temporary muscular failure. As long as you cannot do. So I'm doing 9, 10. Oh, I can't do anymore. I can't do anymore. Now we don't want to go like this. 9. That's cheating. You want to have strict form, and that's what I can help you with the form, making sure that you don't use your back and get your shoulders back and down and so forth. But temporary muscular failure is what you want to build to build strength and stamina and endurance and so forth. I wanted to just go over 7 different movements, because you need to do 7 different movements for overall fitness at least twice a week. And they are, I'll cover them, and then I'll give us a small demonstration of each one. The squat, the lunge, the deadlift, a pushing motion, a pulling motion, a planking, really not moving, you're planking hold, and a twisting motion. So that covers almost every single muscle in your body, actually pretty much every single muscle in your body. And as long as you do cover an exercise for each one of those twice a week, you will be fit and you're getting everything that you need to get. So let's go over a squatting position first off. So squat, I'm assuming that you know nothing, so that's why I'm going to show you these things. So a squat is 2 feet are planted on the ground at the same time. And you'll just do a squat like this. It could be just a regular squat. It could be a goblet squat. It could be a back squat. It could be a front squat. Any type of squat with both feet moving in the same motion at the same time. A lunge, which would be one foot moving and the other foot not moving. It could be backwards. Could be forward lunge. Could be side lunge. Could be any type of lunge with one foot moving. That's called unilateral movement. You're using one leg. That's what you want to do. That's what a lunge is. A deadlift is, another word for a deadlift is a hip hinge. It hinges at the hips. When you do a squat, you use the knees and see my knees and hips are moving. But when you do a lunge, or excuse me, a deadlift, just the hips are moving. Just the hips are bending forward and bending back. Do you see that? We're just here and then back up. That's a lunge, and that gets your buttocks and your hamstrings, the squats and the lunges, get those two things as well, but it works the muscles in a different way. So that's why you want to do these things, because it works the muscles. It may work the same muscles to a certain degree, but it works them. Each exercise works them in a different way, and you want to hit them from different angles and work them in different ways in order for overall fitness. A pushing motion would be a push-up. So it'd be like a wall push-up or a floor push-up or knee push-ups or chest press or chest fly or anything that pushes away. So it would be, here's an elastic band. Here, this is a kind of a chest press. So you go like that. That would be a pushing motion. So you're pushing away. Okay, so that works the triceps, the front part of the shoulder, the chest. And again, temporary muscular failure, 9, 10, I just can't do anymore. And you want to get to where you can't do anymore. That's going to build the most muscle mass. A pulling motion. So it'd be like here. This is a pulling motion here. Okay, a row, a bent over. This is kind of like a chin up or a pull up. It's actually a pull down. So you're pulling this way. Reverse fly be like this. Okay, anything that you're pulling from the front to the back. That's a pulling motion. There's also a planking motion. Planking is going to be where you're on your elbows or on your hands on the floor and you're just holding in a position. So imagine I'm on the floor, just here, like a push-up position on the very top, just holding right here and just hold. And that's going to get your core, anterior core here. And then a twisting motion or an anti-twisting motion. I wanted to show you this. This is called anti-rotation. This is very effective for golfers. The golfers, they do a lot of swinging, a lot of swinging the whole. That's what they do. So if you want to train that, train it in a different way. You hold it in the position here, bring the band to your chest, and then this is anti-rotation. So you're just pushing out. So you're trying not to go like this. You're trying not to collapse. So that works in a different way. And it's all about working about the whole body in different ways. So it's push out, and then in, and then out, and in. That's anti-rotation. So we've covered all 7. We'll go over it one more time. A squat, a lunge, a deadlift, a pushing motion, a pulling motion, a plank, hold, and a twisting motion or non-twisting motion. So those are the 7 movements that you need to do at least twice a week, and 2 to 3 sets of each exercise. And if you get really good at it, your body gets used to it, 2 to 3 exercises per body, per movement. So forward squats, back squats, forward lunge, back lunge, deadlift, hip thrust, chest press, chest fly, row, pull down, a plank, maybe a dead bug, and then twist, and then anti-rotation and rotation. So you would hit everything, and you would be in very good shape once you get to once you get to that level. Mm-hmm. Do you have any questions, Adrienne? Was that clear?
So you're just going to temporary muscle failure even with the 2 sets of everything, right? Just to
yeah, every time you do a set, you want to go to what's called temporary muscular failure. Correct.
And then give yourself 20 or 30 seconds before doing the next set, would you say?
Well, that's a good question. So I usually do in between 30 seconds to a minute, depending on the muscle groups that you work, because if you're doing squats work a lot of muscle and huge muscles. So you may want to take 1, maybe even 2 minutes rest in between each set to give yourself time to recover. The body takes, if you're doing a heavy set and you get to temporary muscular failure, the body really takes 3 minutes to fully recover from a heavy set before it can do almost the exact same thing that it did the first set. So you listen to your body. If you do 10 to 12 repetitions the first set and you come up and you can only do 6 the second set, maybe that's not long enough for you to rest and recover. You need to take a little bit longer to get there. So the first set is, go to muscular failure. Second set, try to get to that level. You may not get to that level. You may have 1 or 2 repetitions short. but try to do it each time. And 30 seconds to a minute to 2 minutes in between each set is good. Make sure you do it nice and slow. The eccentric or the lowering phase, the elongation phase of the muscle, is what builds muscle more quickly than the concentric. So this is a concentric where you're shortening the muscle this way, and then you're elongating it, or the eccentric phase. So twice as slow on the way down as you come up. So up, down, up, down. Chest press would be up, down, up, down, so forth. So anytime you're contracting the muscle, that's a little bit faster than when you're elongating it. So that's another tip for you.
Key part for people to understand too. It's not just about busting out 30 push-ups, for example. 1, form and posture, and then 2, if you're doing it slowly, you're actually building more muscle. So you could even do probably 15 and still get good results.
Right, and you're not using what's called momentum. You're actually using the whole muscle fiber. So you explode off of a position. You're using momentum, and it's not using all the whole muscle fiber to its most efficient way. So you want to do it slowly, controlled, and you're going to come to muscular failure fairly quickly.
Yeah, and how are we going to recover from that nutritionally?
How are we, Adrienne? Please tell us.
Well, it's definitely important to support muscle growth because the muscle fibers are tearing. They're going to come back together, and they're going to need extra nutrients in order to do their job effectively. So that's one of the key components, but also we're going to want to make sure that we're building up our glycogen stores too. So I have like 6 different tips here. And it kind of covers everything because we always talk about protein, but that's one part of 6 different things at least that can help us with the recovery. So 1, protein. It's really essential for repairing and building muscle tissue. So making sure that we have, if you like lean meats or poultry or fish or eggs, dairy, you can do that. You can also do plant-based proteins such as beans, nuts, seeds, legumes. All of that would be really good. And you want to consume it. We'll just get into timing too. There's that 30 to 60 minute window after we're working out where it's a really good idea to replace our glycogen stores with some carbohydrates and also some protein. So you could do peanut butter with celery, or almond butter with carrots if that's what you like. But you basically want to have a little bit of both. And that will help you, again, replace glycogen and will help with the repair process of your muscles too. Healthy fats should not be left out of this. So you want to make sure that you have, I know that like you can buy little packets of olives, for example, and that could be a really good way of just having like 15 or 10 of those. You can also have nuts or seeds. Those have omega-3 fatty acids. Avocados would be another good source of healthy fats. So you want to make sure that you have a source of healthy fats too. It doesn't have to be exactly within the window, but it does help us have more sustained energy and also helps with providing micronutrients to help our overall cell processes. Hydration is also important. So you can eat all this protein and everything, but if you don't have enough water to help flush it through your kidneys, that's going to be an issue. So make sure that you are getting enough for your body. We always say it's about half your weight in ounces of water, but it really does depend on the type of workout that you're doing. If you're outside and sweating in 101-degree heat or not, don't wait until you're thirsty to drink, and also pay attention to your body's cues because you might get dry skin or dry lips, and that kind of indicates also how much water you're getting. But also water's really essential for transporting nutrients. So when you eat the protein and the carbohydrates or the healthy fats, the water is going to help get that to the cells that need to get it, and also overall cell function and detoxification and all of that. And of course, we sweat. That's one way we detoxify, but also our urination and our bowel movements are other ways too. So you want water to support all of that. In terms of micronutrients, if you are eating a well-balanced diet that has things like whole grains and fruits and vegetables and nuts and all of that, you're probably going to be getting enough of these. But some key players in, taking care of our muscles and promoting recovery would be things like vitamin D, calcium, magnesium. Antioxidants are important too, and all of these help with muscle health and just our general recovery. And of course, I'm always going to say this is personalized because your diet needs to be tailored to what you are doing, your age, all your specific goals too. So it's worth consulting with a registered dietitian or nutritionist to figure out how best to meet your goals in the way that you'd like to, especially if you're trying something like a plant-based diet for longevity. You want to make sure that you're doing it the right way. So those are some ideas, but it's really a well-balanced diet with water to help you get all of the macronutrients and the micronutrients that you're going to need to effectively recover from your workouts. Any questions?
Excellent. Excellent. Now, I do have a question. So when you're saying eating a variety of foods, you always say that, but I've been thinking about asking you this. Is it important that you eat a variety of food during the day? And can you have the same thing every day? Like say, for instance, if you have oatmeal with berries, do you recommend having that every day, or do you want the breakfast to be switched around too? I mean, as long as you're getting a variety of things, let's say, that, and then chicken and broccoli and rice for dinner, and maybe some plant-based, focus on it for that's for lunch, for dinner is plant-based. Is that good? Is that a good enough variety, or is it more important to get a variety of things, throughout, different from day to day, or can you just switch it up during the day?
Say it's important to do it from day to day. So maybe having like at least 2 to 3 breakfast options would be a really good idea that you can switch between that. Still provide not just the variety so that you're not bored, but also the variety in terms of all the micronutrients and everything that you'd be getting. Lunches and dinners, I mean, it's a good idea to have at least 10 that you can switch through, because I know a lot of people, especially in the fitness world, is like chicken and broccoli, and that
True.
people will do it for 5 days and then they have a cheat day where they're going off the rails.
They blow it all out.
We don't need to go off the rails if we're generally eating well. Like it could be like healthy tacos, it could be healthy soup, it could be just different things so that your body doesn't get bored too. But yeah, so any other closing thoughts, ideas?
No, just as I always say, be consistent, and if you like what we do, please share it with other people so we can help other people. That's what we're here to do. So any thoughts do you have, Adrienne?
Yeah, I would definitely say pick one thing. So Ken has described 7 different exercises. I've described 6 different ways to recover. If you're like, oh, I'm definitely not drinking enough water, or I haven't been thinking about the pull push exercises, then take that one thing and then start implementing it this week.
That's excellent.
We really want you guys to, not just learn, but to implement. And also, if you have any thoughts or questions or requests for certain topics for us to cover, pop it in the chat or the comments, and we will address that in future sessions. But for now, we look forward to seeing you next week, and take care in the meantime. Take care.
Bye.
We have a 90-day VIP program, and this is all about knee surgery prep and recovery. So we want to make sure that you have the best outcomes by having your own virtual personal trainer and your own dietitian nutritionist who's going to help coach you. So by integrating these services that we're going to offer with your doctor's care, you will have a lot of potential benefits, including customized diet and exercise plans to help you get ready for the surgery, and then afterwards the surgery, dealing with things like inflammation or limited mobility and how to get that strength back into the knee, for example, and the muscles surrounding it. We can also help create routines that focus on strengthening certain specific muscles, like I said, reducing inflammation and excess weight to help your knees not be so stressed out. And we're also going to improve flexibility and enhance your overall health. What else we're going to do, Ken?
Well, yeah, you said a lot. That's good. Injury prevention and rehabilitation for sure. If you're getting scheduled for knee replacement, let's just say, you want to strengthen those muscles around the joint, so that it's easier for you to recover. So the stronger the muscle is before you go in, the easier it is to rehabilitate that, because it's already programmed. It's already programmed in the muscle and in the nerves and so forth. So it's a good thing. You want that. Your muscles want that. They desire that, and the rehabilitation will be so much easier. And with a trainer specifically, we can guide you. I can guide you through the proper form and techniques in reducing your risk of further injury as well. So, what else you got? Adrienne.
Another great benefit of this program is that we do everything virtually. So you can get your virtual health coaching and your virtual personal training so that you can do it from home, from your couch,
Don't have
we're
to go
there for
anywhere.
you.
Don't have to go anywhere for sure. Yeah, that leads into motivation and accountability. So we provide personal one-on-one motivation and support, and with regular check-ins, and we track your progress and set you up with goals and make sure that you're on track and making the progress that you need to make in order to go forward.
And a key part of this is that it's holistic too. So there's a difference between going to our doctors or our orthopedic surgeons and, getting news that we're going to get a surgery, and then just kind of like prepping in terms of having some meals made or people to kind of help out. But what you really want is to have this combined dietary part and this personal training part along with your doctor, so that you have all three on your team. And by doing this, clients can have better posture, they can lose weight, reduce inflammation and pain, have increased strength and overall well-being. So you are like hitting the ground running. So you're prepping, you get the surgery, and then you're done and you have support to just get on with the rest of your life. So right. I think it's a great program.
I do too.
And it's only $14.97 for the whole 90-day program. And it includes one-on-one support with your nutrition coach and also your personal trainer. You'll get 9 sessions total. And we are here to help you thrive.
Yes, we are.